Hello everyone. Today we're going to take a very quick look at 5 of the most interesting new features in iOS 15 beta, all in 5 minutes or less. If there's any single new thing that impresses me to a larger extent, it will get its own video in the next few days, so definitely subscribe if you'd like to see that. So let's start with FaceTime, or rather the zoomification of FaceTime. We get some interesting and cool new features such as spatial audio. In a group call, you'll hear the voice of the person coming from the direction they're in on the screen. Portrait mode, which is actually quite cool and useful. Different microphone modes, so you can either isolate your voice if you're in a loud environment, or use wide spectrum mic to catch all of the environment feel around you. Also, big thing, you finally sort of have FaceTime on Android or PC, as you can now schedule a FaceTime call and send the invite across that people can join via their web browser. So basically Zoom or Skype type stuff. Secondly, you have focus mode. It's basically a way to try and keep you focused, enabling you to split up your notification and app usage based on your time of day or location, let's say. So while at work, you'll get work-related apps and notifications, while home, you'll get to silence the work stuff. All pretty useful, and up until now, both features seem to be heavily inspired by our day-to-day experience globally during the last year and a bit. Thirdly, Safari gets a redesign, which I have to say I'm not a big fan of. You get tab groups and the sort, and a new positioning of the navigation bar, but that's not it. It's also related to a rather more important feature, namely Apple's private relay, which encrypts traffic by routing it through 2 separate relays, allowing you to maintain a high level of privacy. It lets you choose if third parties get to know your general geographic location or just your country or time zone. The biggest downside to private relay though, it's part of an iCloud Plus subscription, which means you have to pay for it. I can't fault Apple too much here, because basically every single VPN service out there is a paid subscription service, but if you really want to take privacy seriously, this should have been an open feature available to all iOS users. Fourth feature, live text, or Apple's interpretation of Google Lens. I'm getting a bit too critical, I guess, because this is a very cool feature. It lets you interact with text and photos, from copy-paste to translation and even dialing numbers, and it can even help you look up the stuff you find in that text. For instance, let's see if it finds President Biden, and there it is. It recognizes the President of the US. This is a really cool and very useful feature, and just like private relay earlier, it's all made with Apple's usual polish that makes the entire experience simple and straightforward. Fifth, offline usage of Siri, with the voice processing part taking place on the device itself. Something apparently minor, but I would say a very welcome addition overall. Still quite limited in this version of the beta, hopefully it gets better prior to final release. And of course, Siri may not be quite as capable as other assistants, but it sure is useful, and not requiring an always-on connection is a big plus in my mind. So let's give it a quick try. Hey Siri, set an alarm for 2 p.m. And there it is, it works. And a surprise sixth feature, let's say, the new refreshed weather app, which finally looks rather cool, I have to say. The purchase of Dark Sky is starting to pay off. The weather app now features more graphical displays for weather data, a full screen map that you can access at any time, and a dynamic layout that changes based on outside conditions. Apple's redesigned the weather app's animated background to more accurately reflect the sun's position and precipitation conditions outside. There's also notifications that show when rain or snow or stuff like that will start and stop. All of it quite cool stuff. So yeah, the new weather app looks really cool. And I think that's it for today. All in all, I would say that even if iOS 15 isn't a huge jump, a lot of the new features are quite useful and interesting. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more future videos. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.